Welcome, guys, to Purposes Trade. And on this video, I want to talk about an interesting topic, and that is why you shouldn't trust your boss. It's not about trusting your boss, but your boss is using you. Okay, that's it. There's no simple way to put this. Your boss at work that you think cares about you, that is very supportive, that's not putting too much pressure on you, blah blah blah. He is using you. Period. There's no other way to put it. He doesn't care about your personal life. He doesn't care about your issues. He's trying to use you. And when your use is done, he will never ever contact you ever again. That's it. Okay? Try to understand this. Your boss is using you and nothing else. Okay? And the reason I'm trying to make this video is because a lot of people get this wrong idea. Oh, my boss is different. He or she is so friendly. They understand me. They hear about my personal life. They don't care. They don't care. They might listen to it. They might ask some questions here and there, but they're just trying to find out weaknesses in the system. Okay, so it could be something like, you know, um, where, for example, your boss might ask you, "Oh, well, when are you planning to get married?" And he doesn't want to find out if you're getting married. He wants to know when you might ask for a salary increase or might look to switch jobs. Because that's what married people do. They try to increase their salary or switch jobs to increase their salary. That's what he wants to know. So you have to be very careful with the boss. He is not your friend. He doesn't give a rat's shit about your personal life. He just doesn't care. Okay? He is there to use the labor you can provide as effectively as possible. And if getting details about your personal life will help him to get better output from you or to help him to manage your resource much better by getting those personal details from you, that's what he'll do. He's not, and look, I know a lot of people will say, no, it's not different. It's different from me. My boss hangs out with me, all that stuff. He might invite you to a Christmas party dinner and all this BS, but look, man, you just have to get over this fact that your boss is, he cares about you. He wants to be your friend. He wants to get along with you. It just doesn't work, man. It just doesn't work. Okay? Your boss doesn't care about you. He's not your friend. And he's just trying to get out personal details from you. And that's it. That's about it. Okay? And if he's inviting you to a party, if he's inviting you to an event, family event in his life, look, I know people who invited their boss to their wedding and then got fired by the same boss in a few months. So don't give me this BS. Your boss inviting you to personal life matters has nothing to do with whether he considers you a friend or not. It has nothing to do with that. Okay? Your boss has to make use of your labor. That's about it. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? Just understand that he doesn't I've seen that. Like people will be surprised with the kind of BS I've seen. I've seen people, the boss invited them to the wedding. The boss came, cleaned the bar, okay, finished all the drinks, the free booze at the bar in wedding night. And then the boss fired the guy in a few months down the road. And it happens. Man, it's a cold world out there. You have to understand people and this is why I really advocate for people to get out of this rat race of jobs, promotion, corporate work, and all this. These people are not your friends. They're not your friends. If you're working for a small company, a startup, you're not going to come across this a lot. But if you work for a corporate job, if you work for a big organization, you're going to come across this BS a lot. These people are out to save their skin. They'll come and finish all the free booze in your wedding, clean out the bar, and then fire you down the road. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing. There's nothing you can do about it. It's done. And yeah, man, you just it's a cold world out there, and that's why I tell people that try to find people that you can genuinely trust, that genuinely looks out the seeks out the best in you, and try to form and business with these people. They don't have to be your friends, but these are people you genuinely trust, and they genuinely want the best for you. And it's gonna be through trial and error. You're not gonna meet your, best buds on the first attempt. Okay, it's gonna be through a lot of trial and error. But when those people come to your lives, make sure you keep them. Okay, and this is also where a lot of people make a mistake, which is that if someone you thought was a loyal friend, a good friend of yours, and all that, but you guys had a fallout, an argument, and all of a sudden he doesn't want to talk to you ever again, then you have to basically ask yourself if that's the kind of person you want to accompany, get keep in your life in the future. Okay, you trusted this person, everything was going well. There was a fallout, an argument, whatever the case may be, and all of a sudden he wants nothing to do with you. And that will happen. And the mistake a lot of people make in when that happens, when your best friend stabs you in the back, your close friends are basically stabbing you in the back. When that happens, the mistake that a lot of people make is they isolate themselves. They're like, I'll never trust anyone ever again. I'll always be distant. I'll always be this, that, blah, blah, blah. And the problem with that is you're not gonna get far in life as a lone wolf. You can start off as a lone wolf, but you're not gonna get far in life. You need people that genuinely wants the best for you, that's genuinely uh, checking on you to see if you're doing well, that genuinely gives you good advice, okay, that genuinely wants to, form business or something with you, and that doesn't, oh, I'll not talk to him because we had an argument. That doesn't have petty mindset. If someone has a petty mindset, that person should go. Okay, you shouldn't be accompanied with him, but that person shouldn't be in your life. It's really that simple. If someone has a petty mindset, oh, he said I had this argument, so I'm not going to talk to him ever again. Yeah, that person has to go. Okay, there can be misunderstanding, there can be a lot of issues, but yeah, petty arguments and then fallout and then not talking, yeah, that's just childish behavior. You're not going to get far with that person in your life anyway. And I made a video about this in the past, which is that every interaction is a transaction. It's 100% true, man. And it's going to be true trial and error. And so the reason I'm saying this and about the boss thing is that at workplace, when you're working for a paycheck, you're working in an environment where everyone is for a better word, a coward. Okay? Because it's only the cowards that uh, spend the rest of their life working for another company and take a paycheck because they don't want to risk it on their own. That's what cowards do, right? They want to play it safe, quote unquote. But by playing it safe, you're getting accompanied by these people at the workplace who are all looking to save their own skin. Okay, they don't believe in brotherhood. They don't believe in forming solid long-term relationships. Okay, so that's what I mean, man. Like your boss is not your friend. No matter how nice he is to you, how much he supports you, how much he calls you after work and everything, and you have to get that out of your mind. He's not your friend. He's not. He doesn't want anything to do with you. Okay, he wants to use your labor. When your labor use is done, he won't even answer your calls. And I've had that happen to me. Okay, I've worked with genuinely nice bosses in my workplace. The moment I left that job, no reply to text, no answering phone calls, nothing. It's just a complete shift. Okay, when I was working there, they're asking about the personal lives. They're trying to spend time with me outside work. Everything was good. The moment I left the workplace, they just they're not okay. They don't this. So like what's happening there is pretty obvious. They don't see any more use in you. Okay. So basically, when you were working there under them, they considered you useless. They wanted to use your labor, and that's about it. They don't see any future potential in you. Look, if I'm a boss and I have an employee, and whatever for whatever reason he decides to leave, okay, no problem. Let him leave. And then if he texts me, If I see future potential in him, I'll reply. It's so completely obvious. If I'm like, okay, no, this guy, he was my employee, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Whatever way he resigned, whatever happened, but he's now trying to reach out to me and spend time outside work. We're not working anymore together, but he wants to spend time. But I see potential in this guy in the future. He's gonna go places. Let me reply to his text. That's common sense. But when your boss doesn't do that after you leave the workplace, he never saw potential in you to begin with. It doesn't matter what employee end of year feedback he gave. Doesn't matter. He never saw potential in you. He considered you a useless labor. Okay. What doesn't matter what kind of recommendation he gave you at the end of the year. Doesn't matter. Simple as that. That's what happened. And yeah, so he doesn't see any potential in you, and that's why he's not replying to your text after you left the workplace. It's really that simple. There's not much to add there. I mean, yeah, like it's really that simple to think about it. And so your boss never cares about you. He never will. Do not share your personal life details with him. If you have to, if he asks, make up some generic stuff. Oh, where did you go on the weekend? Don't say, you went to an expensive vacation with the family. Don't. Oh, yeah, no, we spent the weekend at home. I cooked and cleaned and just generic stuff. Okay, because the more details you give, the more ammo you're giving to him to use against you. Okay, that's basically what you're doing. And yeah, if he's nice and polite and supportive of you at workplace, that's fine. Let him, take advantage of that, no doubt. But don't fall into the trap that he cares about you. He doesn't care. It doesn't, it's not in his head. He has his own family. He's trying to look nice to his senior bosses. He doesn't care about you at all. Okay, he never will. Doesn't matter how polite or nice he is. And especially if he thinks that you're going for his job, then you're in even bigger trouble. If he thinks that you have high potential and you're gonna take his job soon, then he's gonna criticize you in all way possible. He's not gonna let you go. So yeah, just be very careful about that at the work in the workplace. And like I said, get out of it. If you can, get out of it. Build something of your own. Find that A team, the dream team that you can build something with. People you genuinely can trust. Okay, not those jealous, secretly jealous friends from your high school. Not people like that. Choose people you can genuinely trust, build that A team, and then create a business together. That's the best thing you can do, in my opinion. And yeah, if you're still working and you have a boss and he's nice and everything, he's sweet and he's supportive and everything, that's fine. Use it. But when he asks for personal details of your personal life, give generic answers, generic statements, neutral statements. And yeah, when he gives you positive feedback of your work, don't get all excited. Oh, just be like, show some smile, show some happiness, but take it with a pinch of salt. If he's giving you positive feedback at the end of the year, one of two things is happening. You did average, okay, and you're a useful idiot for him to keep. So he wants to keep you happy. And if he gives you positive feedback, the other thing is he probably has this is a less likely scenario, but it's a scenario that can happen, which is that he probably has a promotion for himself, and so he wants you to take his position when he gets the promotion. So he's setting you up for it, but that's very less likely. Usually, if he's giving you positive feedback at the end of the year, he thinks you're average and he thinks you're a useful idiot, and he wants to keep the useful idiot happy to be able to use him. If he gives you bad feedback at the end of the year, one of two things is happening. You are doing extremely good at your work, and he is threatened by you. So he will criticize you to kill your spirit, to make sure you don't perform as well, and then eventually take his job position. Or he's documenting minor critics of you, minor details from you, so that he doesn't have to recommend you to the seniors for a promotion. And the other reason he's criticizing you at the end of the year feedback, this is a less likely, but it also happens, which is that he has another employee lined up. And this actually it happens more often than not. I'll take that back. So like he has another employee lined up, someone who wants to get that job, someone he knows, and yeah, and so he wants to get you fired. And so he's setting up for it. Because in my experience, bosses will not give negative feedbacks in the hope that the employee improves. I feel, that doesn't happen. If your boss is giving you negative feedback, they want you to leave. Okay. And the reason your boss is giving you negative feedback more often than not, I mean, yeah, if they're going through a layoff, that's a different issue. Yeah, they're going through a layoff, blah, blah, blah. But other than that, more often than not, they already have someone in the pipeline, someone from their personal life that needs a job, blah, blah, blah. And so setting up for firing is basically what they're doing. So yeah, when they're giving a positive feedback at the end of your review, just know that they think you're a useful idiot, nothing more, nothing less. And yeah, and your boss is not your friend. He's using you. He doesn't care about you. If he sees potential in you, he'll try to get rid of you. And here's the thing: you have to understand. Even if he says that this guy is gonna go places, he's not gonna be nice to you because being nice to you, you being so talented, is a threat to him. And you might come for his job. So what can he do? He can get rid of you. And okay, but if he's nice to you and you leave the job, you can keep connection with your employee, and so you might go places too. But your boss is not going to think like that. You have to understand your boss at the workplace is someone who's been in the rat race for a while. So he's completely into that working for a paycheck, bro, wagey slave mentality. So he doesn't care if you can build a big business on your own in the future and if you have the potential and you're gonna go play. He doesn't care. He only cares about his job. So if he thinks you're gonna go places, you're talented, you can get something done in your life, he will try to get rid of you, even if that means ruining his relationship with you. Because he's completely in the rat race, completely in this slave waging mentality. He doesn't care if you make it big in life later on. It's really that simple, man. So yeah, just understand that, and that'll help you to understand a lot about boss employee dynamics. And my advice is, if you have to stay in the rat race, if you have to work for a paycheck, just act stupid. If he thinks you're the useful idiot, behave like the useful idiot. Why put in the effort? Because that's gonna get you fired. Why do the bare minimum? So he gives you positive feedback. That's it. Like if he, and this is a culture that's in the West more than in the East. In the Eastern world, in the global South, people work their ass off at work, and you're actually praised. You're praised for your hard work at the job place in the global South and in the Eastern world. In the Western world, when you work hard at your work, people are jealous. They're envious. They're like, because hey, I'm lazy. I'm doing the bare minimum. This guy all coming in to the workplace is now making me look bad by working so hard. So yeah, in the Western world, man, like some of these people are so lazy, and lazy, ambitious people are the worst because these are the most dangerous people I've come across. Lazy people who have extreme ambition at the workplace, they are the worst. They don't want to work hard. They don't want to see anyone else work hard in the workplace. They're gonna find ways to sabotage you. Really that simple. Okay. So yeah, man, just you have to be careful about this in the workplace. And yeah, your boss is using you, and if he thinks you're a useful idiot, just be like a useful idiot. That's it. That's my advice. And yeah, that's it for this video. I'll come back with another one. Until then, peace.